We are essentially here to pick lessons from our Ghanaian brothers and sisters that have more or less a similar history like ours. They had a fair share of military rule, and they evolved away from the military and were able to restore constitutional rule over the last more than 20 years. The experience is one to really learn from if we are going to better our own politics.
Members want to make statements. When I was younger, members came to me, I write statements for them. They need help. If a member needs help and you are an officer, you are supposed to render that help. Okay? So, I should know what language a minority would want to speak. Even if a minority would want to praise government, it's so glaring that this one you need to say it. Very evasive. Because if you praise the government so much, what do you hope to achieve? You are saying that let them continue being in opposition. Your message of having a better option for the country should take the center stage in your submissions. I was just trying to use one or two tools of analysis to see how, and me, the person advising, or the person presenting the paper, if I'm a research officer and I'm supposed to write the paper, if minority leader or the opposition leader is going to make a presentation, you should know things an opposition leader should be saying, and you should know things an opposition leader should not be saying. You don't say, I'm in the middle. At that moment, you put yourself in the shoes of the opposition leader. You know the manifesto of the opposition. You know the kind of things they have said. You know the stance of the opposition with regards to policies that government has touted as excellent policies. So when you are putting your pen on paper, you know the provisos to introduce in all those submissions. So at the end of the day, the message of the opposition will still go.
So being an effective opposition, that has to come with a sense of collective duty. A sense of collective duty. Because you are not in opposition just as you, but you are in opposition as a member of the political group, which is not government. That is why we are in opposition. Because although in your system, your multi-party democracy may have matured to a stage where you can have more than two parties sponsoring candidates to win elections and be in parliament. By virtue of the fact that you are in opposition, presupposes that you are a group.
Multi-party democracy has taken root here. Everyone respects the rules. The constitution has a consensus of the citizens here is highly respected. Our major problem in Uganda is that the constitution is not as a mere piece of paper, and it is not respected. The involvement of the military in the electoral democracy is not visible.
The experience of being in and out of power can be positive, but it can also be very traumatizing. Some of the personal privileges and opportunities that you get will be there. And that's one of the reasons why African leaders, by and large, they don't want to relinquish power. Because the provision made for them by the state, and sometimes the use of their office for personal gain. And that is the definition of corruption. The use of entrusted power for personal gain. I mean, people, when they think about corruption, they think too far. But if students write an exam and they say they want 10 students, 10 students pass very well. And because you are a minister or a president, you use your influence. When they won the election, well, in your case, we don't know how. Given the kinds of things that we saw. I mean, in our case, too, we have queries, but in your case, your situation is much more magnified. Where they present a manifesto. So you, as part of your duty, is to make sure that you study their manifesto. Because it's on the basis of the manifesto that they will develop their policies and then implement them. So you cannot be an effective opposition without understanding the manifesto proposals made by the government of the day. It is when you understand them that you can then monitor to see if they are doing what they said they would do.
For you, you seem to have gotten out of your early troubles a little faster than us.
Well,
a bit, because we
yes,
are using
we are still complaining. I'm sure you've heard a few complaints.
Certainly, I'm following it. In comparative terms.
Sure.
Comparative terms. Because it's not that you've had a leader for 35 years, the same leader.
Yeah. Your case
our case is a basket case. Sure. Yes, really basket. And
sure.
we're not here to complain, but we're here to pick key lessons.
I like that. We've had our issues here and there, particularly with the coming into power of the current government, where some of us have been worried. Because I write, I speak on radio, I do TV. This morning I was on TV3 and a few other places. And as an academic, I like writing. Well, we've been pointing out to this government that for a president who is a lawyer, who supposedly was a human rights activist, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Attorney General, before becoming president, bringing the military out of the barracks for assignments that should be undertaken by the police was not helpful. You see, those who tend to want the military to remain active in the visual body politic are leaders who feel unsecured. Because if you are secured and you believe in your mandate as emanating from the people, why should you want the military to be everywhere?
That's true.
I mean, for what? That is not their job. Their job is to protect your territorial integrity. It's the police that is supposed to deal with internal security related matters, not the military.
We're still struggling after 35 years of the regime that was ushered in with the promise of restoring, in particular, an aid to make that promise come true. When we return to Kampala, we'll be able to share with the opposition front the best way of going about our challenges, both in Parliament and outside Parliament, to be able to become more effective and also speak to the population with more authority and more assuredness as a way of building the starting blocks, restoring particularly the social order.
Yes.
How come? I would like to come.
When you get to
Yes.
You're able to balance between country and politics. And that's a big difference. And I'm very sure between Kampala and Accra, we are dealing with a different set of problems. You probably are dealing with how to make your people's lives better because you've handled the basics of politics. The way your House of Parliament is structured is testimony to the maturity of your democracy. Not that you have reached full maturity, but there's a whole lot of promise in how you've been doing your politics. For us back home, we're still dealing with the basics. We've not been able to transit for the last 35 years. We're still dealing with our domestic trouble.